Good morning, televiewers, and welcome to the last edition of The Brief, live on My Media Prime Television, the program where we get to dig several layers beneath the major headlines as relayed by the newspapers in Cameroon. On today's edition of the program, we are focusing on politics, sports, especially the AFCON 2021 that has entered knockout stage. This time around, we shall be talking about other matches yesterday that were played in Group E and F. And the teams are now known, their opponents are known, and we shall be focusing on that in this edition of the program. Bomotonguina, Gwladys is here as usual. Let's find out what she gathered for us in the French newspaper. Bonjour Gwladys et bon week-end à toi.
Merci beaucoup Lasha et bon week-end à vous aussi. Bonjour à vous à la maison et merci une fois de plus de rester fidèle à Debrief, votre émission de revue de presse bilingue sur Ma Media Prime Télévision. Alors pour cette dernière édition de la semaine, nous allons débuter avec le journal Mutation qui parle des opérations stade plein, un schéma tactique, comment les forces vives et les municipalités se sont mobilisées pour drainer les spectateurs vers les gradins à l'occasion de la CAN Total et Énergie Cameroun 2021. Les détails sont donc en page 9 de ce journal. Nous continuons ce matin avec le journal Le Jour qui parle de 10 ans de réforme fiscale. Quel bilan? Les mutations opérées à la Direction générale des impôts entre 2010 et 2020. Tous les détails vous sont donc présentés en page 2 et 3 de ce journal. En page 5, le journal Le Jour parle de la femme de Biboum Nissak qui dénonce l'arbitraire. Nous continuons ce matin avec le journal L'économie quotidien qui parle de la filière bois au Cameroun, des incitations douanières pour booster la transformation locale. Les détails sont donc en page 3 de ce journal. Nous terminons ce matin avec le journal L'éco-santé qui parle de la gouvernance. Les dysfonctionnements du système de santé au Cameroun sont donc au scanner. Les détails sont en page 6 de ce journal. Mesdames, Messieurs, c'était tout pour cette revue de presse en langue française. Place à la découverte de ces journaux en langue anglaise avec toi, Lasha.
Thank you, Bomotonguina. Gwladys, let's kickstart with the Lone English Daily, the Guardian Post newspaper, which is focusing this morning on an exclusive interview granted the newspaper by outspoken CPDM supporter Dr. Nick Ngong. The paper writes that Dr. Nick Ngong hints on plot to arrest him. The outspoken CPDM supporter hinted on a well-calculated plot to get him arrested. In a chat with Guardian Post Do Bertrand Noir yesterday, the renowned medic who doubles as the CEO of St. Louis Group gave to understanding that he is being haunted by his party comrades. He accuses them of engineering so much hatred and smear campaigns against him on social media. Dr. Nick Ngong stated categorical that the blackmail and the backstabbing against him have been going on at the Presidency of the Republic of Cameroon and at the CPDM Central Committee for many years. And on page 11 of this edition of the said newspaper, the paper is telling us that a fatal road accident that led to the death of 4 persons in the central region of Cameroon has been blamed on a mysterious dog. The death of the 4 persons on January 18, 2022 along the Mbalmayo-Ebolova axis in the central region involving an interurban transport agency known as Galaxy Voyage has been blamed on a mysterious dog. We stay with the Guardian Post newspaper to talk about this warning from the Bilingualism Commission. The commission hints on heavy sanctions on hate speech propagators. According to the paper, propagators of hate speech and act of xenophobia in the country risk heavy sanctions in 2022 in line with the Penal Code of Cameroon. Authorities of the Commission for the Promotion of Bilingualism and Multiculturalism have warned Cameroonians. The president of the commission, Peter Mafani Musonge, gave the hint during the body's first annual or biannual session for 2022 in Yaoundé, the political capital of Cameroon. We take you now to the Chronicle Times newspaper, which is reporting on an alleged act of slavery of laborers of CDC in the country, which is rocking the said institution, Cameroon Development Corporation, CDC. The paper is also urging the Amber Boys to stop attacking workers of the Cameroon Development Corporation, the second employer after the government of Cameroon. On to the Voice Weekender newspaper, which is focusing on the adoption of GHS way principal and teachers. We are told by the said newspaper that way principal and the teachers still in captivity. 5 members of the teaching staff of Government Bilingual or Government High School Way, a village in Fongom Subdivision, Menchun Division of the Northwest Region, are still in captivity after having been kidnapped by gunmen believed to be separatist fighters in that area. The gunmen stormed the institution on Wednesday, January 19, 2022 and surrounded the office of the principal and kidnapping him, his vice and 4 tutors to unknown. And still talking about the fallout of the Anglophone crisis, Kumbambanga Railway paralyzed as a result of the 6-year-old conflict. And on to page 5, ICT University founder Professor Victor Mbarika presents new Vice Chancellor to the Prime Minister of the Republic of Cameroon, Chief Dr. Joseph Diongute. The paper is also interested in the defeat of defending champion Algeria by Ivory Coast yesterday by 3-1 at the Japoma Sports Complex in Douala. We end with Cameroon Tribune, which is focusing on the group stage of the matches of AFCON 2021 in the country. The group stage of the competition came to an end yesterday with matches played in Group E and F. Defending champion Algeria humbled by Ivory Coast by 3-1. We are back in the studio, televiewers, to continue with our discussion this morning. We go straight to the U.S. to meet Dr. Nick Santos, who is a peace crusader. He's joining us this morning as usual. Good morning, Doctor, and welcome once again.
Good morning, Mr. Lasha Kingsley. Good morning, my Media Prime family. Good morning, televiewers. It's my pleasure again to be invited.
Thank you so much, Doctor. We begin straight with this headline or this explosive interview carried out, conducted by the Guardian Post newspaper of a CBDM member who is being attacked by his own party comrades. We are talking about their namesake, Dr. Nick Ngong, who has hinted that there's a plot to arrest him by some of his party comrades. You are equally a CBDM member. What do you have to say to that, Dr.
Yes.
Nick?
Mr. Lasha Kingsley and viewers, I will tell you honestly that our greatest enemy is ourselves. No matter what political party or what group you affiliate with, that does not stop you from being a human being who can exercise his own free intellect, his own free opinion, and voice what is coming from your heart and mind, rather than following a certain philosophy. Some of us who identify ourselves with the political party of CPDM may, just for the sake of fulfilling their civic duty of belonging to a political party, affiliate with the CPDM because the ideologies do tie with your ideology. But the point is, it's not every action of the members that you will condone with or you will support with, or you will support. Given the fact that most of us, especially somebody like Dr. Nick Ngong and myself, we are people who have studied a lot. We've gone at a certain level of academics and having such intellect that knows how to make sound meta-ethical decisions. We will not be followers or hand clappers in an Oscar Wilde parliament. And that's why we will have a lot of enemies wherever we are, because we say it as it is. It is no surprise. And I hope it will not be a surprise to you that if today I am back in the country, my greatest enemy will be the Amber Boys, because I began by telling them to drop their arms. So it's but normal that they should be after me, and it's but normal that also people on the CPTM part will frown at me or will frown at Dr. Ngong for calling for peace. Dr. Ngong has played a very important role within the CPDM party, has played an important role within the Grand National Dialogue. He was in the committees there. He spoke his mind, and he tries to see that this stalemate to come to an end. It is but very, very surprising or embarrassing that people should go after him for voicing his honest opinion about peace, because I don't see him being of any harm to any individual at this time on either side of the aisle.
He stated in the interview, in the exclusive chat with Do Bertrand, Guardian Post Do Bertrand, that 3 CPDM barons from the northwest and 2 from the southwest, they are behind the smear campaign on the social media, as well as at the level of the CPDM Central Committee and the Presidency of the Republic of Cameroon.
There should be no surprise, Mr. Lasha Kingsley, that in moments of conflict of this nature, some people, especially some CPDM stalwarts, try to position themselves and try to take on their enemies. There is a lot of things we have seen in these conflicts that we have been having, especially in the Northwest and Southwest, and when it pertains to our important figures. Just take, for example, the killing of the barrister, the senator. I think this is the handiwork of his enemies, because this conflict has given room for a situation whereby people use it as a leeway to eliminate those they hate. So within the CPDM, there happen to have been a lot of power struggle or power tussle among the elites who belong to the party, and they would no doubt use this as an opportunity also to blackmail other members of the CPDM.
And same thing happened to you. Same thing happened to you during the reorganization of basic organ.
Yeah, same thing going on within the CPDM in the United States, where my name was removed from the Central Committee, right down in Yaoundé. My name was removed from the Central Committee, and I was not eligible to run anymore. And that's why you saw me. I was never even a candidate, in spite of my announcement. I was never been. The only good part of it is that my membership status was regularized. That's it.
Okay, we'll come back to you, Dr. Nick. Let me find out from Gwladys. Yeah, she has a question for you concerning some of the burning issues that we have in the country.
Yes, effectivement.
Thank you.
Nick, je voudrais commencer à rester un peu sur ce sujet. Est-ce que cela voudrait dire que lorsque on ne fait pas partie peut-être des idéologies, ou bien peut-être lorsqu'on a son opinion, on devient un traître à votre parti politique, ou est-ce qu'il y a une autre manière où il n'y a pas de police dans ce parti politique pour protéger les uns les autres? Parce que quand on regarde peut-être la situation telle que révélée par le Guardian Post, on se pose beaucoup de questions.
Yeah, you know, the party is supposed to be guided by the basic text, whereby we have committees, disciplinary committees, we have chief whips, others, and in the executive board. But the problem is that you see, all this has to do with backstabbing and finger pointing at certain people, because they think that they voice their opinions, which do not move along party lines. For example, if you advocate for a return to the federation within the party, it is a problem, because it moves contrary to the party's ideology of unification. And in most of us,
so is the party against the unity of Cameroon, or is the party against the nation Cameroon, or for the nation Cameroon?
The party is for one Cameroon and a united one. And
apparently, we've lost Dr. Nick there. Let's come back to the studio. Yesterday, there was a match, a serious match between Ivory Coast and the defending champion Algeria. Almost all of us, we watched the match, and it was really, really tense. The atmosphere was tense at Japoma Stadium. Njoy Ngong, you are joining us this morning. What was your own appraisal of the last two matches yesterday, the last two group stage, matches yesterday?
Well, if there's one thing that this African Cup of Nations this year has taught me, is that there's no small team as far as football is concerned. Yes, if I've learned one lesson from these matches, who would have thought that Ivory Coast would be the team to knock out defending champions Algeria? Nobody would have ever thought. It's not like Ivory Coast themselves is a small team, but defending champions Algeria that defeated Ivory Coast, I think in 2019 during the last African Cup of Nations. Algeria actually defeated Ivory Coast, I think 4-3 during a penalty shootout. And it is the same Ivory Coast that has come back. It's like, I want to say, a kind of return leg match that Ivory Coast has come back to show Algeria that they went back and they learned their lessons. And like I was telling Gwladys just before the program started, that this is very peculiar of Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is a team that always comes back. They are always powerful during their comebacks. We have seen that in several matches. We have seen that even with the match between Ivory Coast and Cameroon. We have seen that several times. Ivory Coast, they are always very powerful after they have been defeated by a particular team. The next time they are playing that team, they make sure that they yes, they learn their lessons very well from their previous encounters. And like I've said, small teams have been seen during this African Cup. I mean, among most of the teams that have been disqualified so far, they are mostly great teams. They are mostly teams that the world's favorite.
Was the problem Japoma Stadium again?
I don't, because they have so much complaints. Yes,
no
Algeria in particular has complained a lot.
Was not okay.
As far as now, I think yesterday the complaint of the journalists, the commentators, the commentaries from Cameroonian commentators, that the commentaries were hate comments. The comment there was against them. They got discouraged by the commentaries. I mean, who does that? It happens in every football. You know, the team that is losing, of course, the commentator want the public to know how the loss of that match is affecting the team, which is obvious. Algeria, as a defending champion, it is more of a disgrace, I would put it that way, if the defending champions, at least they should even get to a step. It is difficult to have
most of them did not even want to talk to the press, and they were
and
playing. You know, they came with superiority complex.
You even see the world's favorite player, Mahrez, his performance. He was even hidden during the African Cup of Nations, and yesterday he lost a penalty. It was not even, it was not even a shot to miss, but he missed. So we have seen great players being brought down.
People
behind him.
Village people in
great players have been brought down during this African Cup of Nations. Wonder maybe, as they were saying, is the fields of Africa, of Cameroon, or maybe it's the weather condition. But we are all Africans. We are all blacks. I mean, even if they have their white skin. I was following an interview one time, I think Patrick Mboma, he was talking about the superiority complex of these northern African countries. They feel like they are not supposed to mix with the black, and it is this superiority complex that is playing a lot with them.
Donc c'est à cause de ce complexe de supériorité que les autres équipes ont décidé de
in football, you cannot decide to win somebody. If you look at the supporters,
almost everybody at the Japoma Stadium
was for the Ivorians. Yes. You know, it is because these people feel like they have an upper hand as far as. But Algeria, I think they have won the African just 2 times.
In one way or the other, are you not going too emotional in this football? Because at the end of the day, it's a game. It's just a game.
That's the game of football. Yeah. It brings so much emotions. But like, as you said, at the end of the day, it is just a game. But while the cup is still played, Cameroonians yesterday were supporting Ivory Coast. It does not mean that if Ivory Coast is supposed to clash with Cameroon tomorrow, we are going to support Ivory Coast. Yes, that's just the game.
Then why was Cameroonians supporting Ivory Coast?
You know,
there are so many reasons.
First of all, Cameroon has a lot of relationships with Ivory Coast. Firstly, we are part of the same, I want to say, almost the same zone of Africa. This, the northern countries, they are too separate. They have exempted themselves from the rest of Africa, generally, first because of their skin color. And I want to also say that Cameroon has several in-laws, I want to put it that way. In Ivory Coast, we are more close. Yes, we identify more with
Samuel
Eto'o, the president of the Cameroon Football Federation. We have so many Cameroonians that have,
you know, so we were supporting them because they are our in-laws.
And also the racist nature of the Algerians. Some Cameroonians have talked about that. You know, in 2014, a Cameroonian player was killed in Algeria. So So,
I mean, it happens
many
a lot. Even the
Cameroonians.
racist comments. If you even watch some of these football tournaments, even in the Western world, you realize that it is the same way everywhere. There must be a team that people cannot believe that team can lose. The team itself cannot believe that they can bow to a small team, and when it happens, obviously people are surprised, people are shocked, and they get now to find out maybe the history of the team, how the team has been behaving, and if they see that team had put, first of all, a superiority like I said, Algeria came to this competition knowing that they are coming to take the cup back to Algeria. There's one thing that came with
their cooks, their pots, their whatever. I don't know which team was that.
It should be
Ethiopia.
One of Ethiopia is out. I mean, most of these
is it Morocco?
It's part of the northern African
countries. They
countries.
came with their cooks. They came with their even here.
They are living.
Some of them rejected the hotels that were given to them. Some
people even said it's Gabon also. Some people said that the Africans down this way, we are using black magic to win. That is why the northern African countries.
That's a huge accusation.
You see where the racism steps in, because they feel like they are superior. They feel like they have nothing to do. They say these other countries, they use black magic. I mean, they are white. So, I mean, they should go and play in Europa League or in the Arabian League or whatever. But when they come to Africa...
But is it not already racism?
It's a continental...
That's the problem. That's the problem. So I feel like our African players, these other dark-skinned African players, want to let them know that this is an African thing. And if you want to exempt yourself from Africa, just even football.
And racism is not tolerated in football.
Yes, and like I was saying, this African Cup of Nations has told me that there's no small team, and on Monday, Cameroon is supposed to play Comoros.
I was just about asking you, how do you rate? What is your appraisal of the team? How do you see Cameroon on Monday? Comoros
won.
Island.
Is it Ghana? Comoros won. I don't know if it's Ghana, but Comoros has won a major team. I think 1-0 or something, and it is not a small team.
The president came here, right?
Exactly. The president met with Paul Biya a couple of days ago.
He came to support the team.
Someone said he doesn't know what they have discussed. Please don't put Cameroon's victory. Don't start. Cameroon should not start. But then, like I said, there is no small team in football.
Cameroon has préciser aussi que c'est leur première compétition à la Coupe d'Afrique.
So they are ready. They are ready.
Ils sont venus préparés.
Apparently,
they came prepared.
Doctor is back. Let's conclude with Doctor. Thank you, Njoy Ngong. Let's conclude with Doctor. I don't know. I have the indication that Doctor was back. Dr. Nick, are you back?
I am here, Mr. Lasha.
Okay, sorry for that interruption. We were just talking about the teams at the ongoing AFCON competition, and the teams now have been known for the next stage of the competition. Cameroon will be playing Comoros Island on Monday. Can you say something? What do you think about the performance of the Lions? Will they go far in this competition?
Mr. Lasha Kingsley, I will tell you that your analysis in that studio is quite perfect. Everything the ladies have been saying about the racism and the color of the skin and whatsoever, I was listening very keenly. I will tell you that sometimes it is us, the black people, also who give a lot of significance to the Caucasians or the people with the white skin. Because if we decided to make Jesus a white man, well, we don't know the color, whether it was black or white.
No, what can you say make Jesus? Was Jesus made white man? Was he made?
No, Jesus was
he was born a white man, not made a white man.
He was a black man.
We are now worshiping a white Jesus all over Africa. We make ourselves for them to think that we are inferior. And also, if most immigrants come to the United States and other countries in the world and refuse to choose certain professions, for example, they choose to only be nurses and leave the field of psychiatry, clinical psychology, social work, and other fields, that the thing is a white man field. Some of us who are few in the field of psychology, clinical psychology, and psychiatrists. If you look for psychiatrists around, you will see just 2 or 3 Africans. You look for clinical psychologists in the whole US, you will find up to 5. So some fields, we also give them validity by refusing to break into their circle and identify ourselves and prove that we are also tough. So if you like yourself, the bananas, monkeys will eat you. So let's change our mindset and make them know that we are equals, that we can beat them anytime, any day. I'm so proud of the Lions. I am proud of the Ivory Coast and the other countries. Who are putting on a marvelous performance, and I know for sure that the Lions of Cameroon will go very far, and if possible, that cup will stay in Cameroon, because that's also one of the significance of peace and unity.
Okay.
I mean, you should know that.
Thank you, Doctor. Our time is up. Thank you to televiewers of My Media Prime for watching the last edition of the week. Hopefully, we'll be with you on Monday for yet another edition of What the Papers Must Have Gathered in Cameroon. The program was produced by Christian Tebong. We were Bomotonguina Gwladys and myself, Lasha. Bye-bye.
L'histoire de la